We got from season 4, episode 2, The Fray. And when I tell you they are not stopping, they are not stopping. So we start with Kenny waking up and he sees that Sophia, the girl in yellow, is nowhere to be found in the clinic. He looks around and he finds her outside weeping or whatever. Now, my thing here is how long was she outside? We don't know how long she was out there. Was she the girl in yellow talking to the monsters? Were they setting up a plan? Did they come up with a plan to do what's about to happen a little bit later on in this episode or see what's about to happen a little bit later on in this episode? I don't know, but I got my eye on you, Sophia. She puts on the waterworks. Kenny's like, hey, we got to get in the house. They see the monsters come around the corner. Now, the monsters always do that slow walk, that little creepy slow walk. But something seemed a little bit off here. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all picked up the same thing. They seem to be walking a little bit slower, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Because they didn't really seem like they were trying to get there. But, and also, they've never waited that long to enter a building once the door is open. Usually they're right there and they door open and they get in there. So maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But it seemed a little bit off. I think they was out there cooking something up. You know, the girl in yellow slash Sophia and the monsters, they was cooking something up. So, they get in the house. Kenny goes off on her. She puts on the waterworks, the tears. Kenny's just a good guy. He's a good guy at heart. So he says, it's okay. He hugs her, condoles her. But I'm watching you, Sophia. I'm watching you. Then we cut over to the colony house. And that scene they put out early with Boyd and Elgin. We see that scene go on. And Boyd, I thought Boyd was going to do a lot more apologizing than he did in this scene. I'm not saying he should have, but just knowing Boyd, I thought he was going to be more apologetic. But Boyd really stood on it. He's like, hey, listen, I kind of did what I had to do. You can see Elgin's kind of hesitant to talk to him. He didn't want to go back in that room to talk to Boyd. Elgin's like, well, the people going to find out the truth. And Boyd pretty much told him, pretty much, damn near blackmailed the man, like, hey, if you let him know what happened in here, I'm putting you in the box. Boyd, what? Did you just blackmail Elgin? I mean, I ain't mad at you. I don't rock with Elgin either because he was wild. He had to get up out of here. He just told that man he was going to put him in the box to tell these people the truth. Hey, man, this town getting the people is starting to get on board a little bit, but you can tell Elgin's a little freaked out. He's a little nervous. He doesn't know what to say, what to do. He's just like, the truth's going to come out eventually. And Boyd told him, if I was you, I'd make sure it doesn't. Man, say that's a cold bar right there, boy. You. I ain't messing with you. I'm gonna leave you alone if I was still. I don't want no problems. And then they transition on over. They showed everybody waking up, doing their morning routines. The colony house waking up, Tabitha and the kids waking up, all that. You see Boyd come downstairs, puts his jacket on, goes out on the porch, and as he's out on that porch, he sees something. He does a double take. And Boyd got some good eyesight because he saw it from. He does a double take. He goes back in to grab his binoculars. He looks through and he sees that bloody sack bag, whatever it was, hanging from the motel sign. And man, say, what's in the bag? And the only thing that kept ringing through my mind right there was what's in the box. What's in the box? If you've seen Seven, you know. If you know, you know.
What's in the box?
Not until you give me the
What's in
gun.
the fucking box?
What's in the bag? Apparently, Boyd isn't the only one in the town that sees the bag. He runs the town, and everybody's sitting there looking, watching the blood drip from the bag, the sack, or whatever you want to call it. And everybody's just trying to, like, not saying nothing, but they kind of looking like, whoa, is that somebody? And mind you, at this point, nobody in town except for Tabitha and the kids know Jim's missing. Nobody knows Jim hasn't come back home. The bag happens to be right outside of Tabitha's house. She looks through the window. She hits the classic, no, 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 no. You know, Tabitha, no, 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 no. She comes out. She's freaking out. Ethan sees the bag. He's freaking out. Is that dad? Is that dad? I mean, I get if your dad has to come home all night, you're in a town that's known for packing people up. I would probably freak out too. They're freaking out. Then Boyd sees him and it finally triggers him like, wait, where's Jim? Is that? And man, the look on Boyd's face. And he grabs Ethan, tells him, oh no, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. Last words from Boyd. If Boyd ever tells you it's gonna be okay, it is indeed not going to be okay. Somebody's about to get smoked. If you ever hear that come from Boyd, somebody's about to get smoked. They eventually get the bag down. Jade helps Boyd bring it down. Tabitha walks over. Tabitha like, no, let me open it. Which I guess, since we just assuming this is Jim, I guess let his wife, his widow, whatever it may be at the time, come over open it. She sends the kids off. She tells the kids to walk to the barn. I thought she said the bar at first, but she said the barn. As they're walking to the barn, they're talking. Tabitha goes, opens that bag up, and it's a dead goat or ram or whatever sheep, whatever it was, in the bag, intestines all out, bloodied up. So there's a small sigh of relief. I'm talking small, 2.5 seconds max. And then you just hear screaming from the barn. Man. I know I started last video by saying RP Jim, but this time we really see that Jim pack. Because the kids open that barn and you see Jim hanging. Hanging, intestines gone, chest cut open, stomach cut open. Jim's out of here, man. We get confirmation Jim's gone. And you see on the wall, knowledge comes with a cost. I don't know, man. They not playing fair. They playing mind games. They playing reindeer games. I don't know, man. The town is being real evil right now. Tabitha's in the barn breaking down, crying. People freaking out. The kids are freaking out. RP Jim. For good this time, I guess. And if you think about it, if you remember, the same way that Tabitha saw Jim in that barn just now was the same way that she saw him in that vision/dream that she had a few seasons ago. Before she went to the real world, when she was dreaming about walking up that lighthouse staircase, she had a vision of seeing Jim hanging from above her, upside down, hanging by one leg. And that's the exact way that they found Jim's body just now. So whatever's going on there with Tabitha, it's heavy. She's seeing the past. She's seeing visions of the possible future. We don't know what's going on with her, but her and Jay gonna have to figure this out ASAP. Then we get a quick little small scene But Sophia and Kenny talking, still at the clinic. Kenny's giving her a little bit more insight, letting her know who's who. And he says, "Hey, let's go to the Lost and Found and get you some new glasses. Your glasses are broke. That's not gonna work." So they show that scene, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not like how much time Sophia, the girl in yellow, is spending around my boy Kenny. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. Cause I'll leave Kenny alone, man. Like, what are we doing? I don't like it. Then we cut to Boyd and Jay bringing Jim's body down and putting his body in the cart, covering up to cart it from the barn to the church. And if you remember, it's the same exact cart that Boyd had to wheel Mrs. Cho's body in. That same cart. Mrs. Cho's got caught up in the barn too. Stay out there, barn, matter of fact. But it's that same cart. You see Jade and Boyd and Ellis. Ellis is there, but he's really useless. Ellis has like a once every 4 episodes arc. He's pointless in this episode, really. But you see Boyd, Ellis, and Jade wheel Jim's body from the barn through the town to the church. They put his body up on the bed in the church. They said, "Hey, let's clean him up before the family sees him." Even though technically they already saw him, but I get the sentiment. I understand what they mean. I appreciate it. So we get that. And then you get Jade telling Boyd, "Hey, I got something to tell you." Fast forward to the bar. You have Jade and Boyd and Ellis. And Jade is telling Boyd about what just went on with him and Tabitha. "Hey, we went to the bottle tree. I played this music, this song on the violin. These children, pale, creepy looking children, popped up yelling and cooey. And it finally hit that cooey means remember, and we remembered everything." He tells them about the reincarnation, tells them about being there multiple times and failing each time. And Boyd says Sarah's brother once said, "If you push too hard on the town, something's eventually going to push back." They come to grips that, hey, they might have killed Jay. They might have killed Jim because of what me and Tabitha found out. Jay says, "I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to figure it out." Boyd says, "Work harder, work faster." And I understand. I understand. We get Ethan, Tabitha, and Julie in the house after they discovered Jim's body, and Ethan is going off. Ethan is having a fit. He's throwing things. He's blaming Tabitha. Tabitha is screaming her famous "no, no, no, no" slogan. It's just everything everywhere. I understand. That is heavy. They just found Jim's body. Even when they thought that Tabitha died that time, they never saw her body. They actually saw Jim's body right now. And man, you get that scene. Tabitha, Tabitha, man, let me talk to you, man. I understand you just found your husband dead, but you leave because you needed some air or something. And thankfully, Donna steps in to watch the kids, even though she's a horrible babysitter. But Tabitha, where are you going? Like, what are we talking about? Your kids need you right now. This is exactly why Ethan ain't rocking with you, because where are you going? Then we get Kenny and Sophia walking up to the town, trying to figure out what's going on. Sarah is standing there. Sarah tells Kenny they just found Jim's body. Now, here's a scene that intrigued me a lot because I wanted to know, what would Sarah do when she came across the girl in yellow? I had a feeling. I just knew. I just thought, hey, Sarah's going to feel something. It's going to get dark on her. She's going to get colder. Sarah's going to feel something being around the man in yellow again, even if it's not his body itself, that entity, because she never saw his body. She just felt, well, we don't know who was talking to Sarah actually. It might not have been the man in yellow. We still don't know yet. But I just had a feel. I just thought maybe Sarah would feel something being around this entity that's causing trauma on the town. I just thought something was shake there. Sarah tells Kenny that, hey, you go do what you need to do, talk to Boyd, whoever. I'll take her to the lost and found. And again, I'm thinking, okay, something's gonna happen between them two. Donna, we all love Donna. Don't get me wrong, we all love us some Donna. But Donna can't watch my kids ever. Donna's a horrible babysitter. So Julie decides she wants to get up and leave. Donna tries to give her some pushback. It doesn't work. Then later on, we see Ethan just clearly walk out the back door. Granted, Donna was distracted by Acosta. We'll get to that in a second. But Donna, you can't watch my kids. Ethan gone, Julie gone. What are you here for? So then we get the scene of Sarah and Sophia going to the diner, and Acosta's in there soaking and being Acosta. I'm so sick of her. Oh, I'm so sick of Acosta. We gonna get back to her later, but I'm so sick of her. Sarah goes up, she tries to talk to her, trying to be friendly. Acosta completely denies that. Whatever. Nobody wants to talk to you anyways, Acosta. More people in this town rocking with Sarah than they rocking with you, and that's telling you something. So we get Sarah basically saying, okay, whatever. So then we go to Sarah and Sophia in the back in the break room, in the diner, looking for some glasses. And I just felt such a creepy feeling in this moment. Honestly, this is when I thought we were about to get that feeling from Sarah. I thought something was going to happen, a seizure, something. A voice was going to talk to Sarah like, hey, remember me? This is when I thought we were getting something from that. But Sarah just kind of tells Sophia about what this room is, a little bit about the town. And Sophia's saying weird, creepy stuff like, well, at least they're still, remember, they're still here by the things that are here. What? What are you talking about? But it was a creepy scene. She's walking around looking at everything, and she seems too interested in everything in this room being from people that got trapped in this town. And then she sees the ballerina. And the ballerina is a major plot point in this show. I don't know if you remember, but remember seasons ago when Boyd was seeing things, when he got infected, he was seeing things. He kept seeing that ballerina dancing. He kept seeing. When he heard the ballerina noise, he saw the little music box with the ballerina dancing. He knew something creepy was going on. He saw it a few times. He saw it in the church. He saw it in the rooms. He saw it a few times. Remember, I think it was Martin, that ballerina noise was going. And he was saying, when that music ends, it's up. So he saw it's something about this ballerina because the girl in yellow stopped and paused at that ballerina for a long time. The show even made it a point to focus in on that. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna play a factor. That's gonna come back down the line somehow. Maybe that belonged to the first person who got trapped or whatever, however that happened. That is going to play a factor in this show again. So keep an eye out for that ballerina. The girl in yellow stopped, and the show made sure it was a point to hone in and show us that ballerina. We see Julie walk over to Randall and ask Randall to help her out. He's like, what are you talking about? First off, why was Randall being such an asshole to Julie? Like, make that make sense. When did that happen? I might be forgetting something that happened with them, but why is he being such an asshole to Judy? I'm already suspicious about Randall. Something about that man I don't like. I'm really starting to think he's related to the man in yellow somehow. But I'm watching Randall too. He's up there. He goes Sophie, Randall, Acosta. I'm watching all three of y'all. Something's going on. But she asked him to help her out. She said, hey, I'm trying to do something. I need your help. She's like, what do you mean? She said, I'm going to save him. He has no idea what she's talking about. Then we cut to Tabitha in the barn. She's trying to clean the barn. She's freaking out. She's trying to clean the words off the barn. Just doing something. Nervous, anxious energy. I understand it. Jade comes in. Now, usually I'm on Jade's side when he say, hey, we gotta talk about things. But come on, Jade. Like, you could have gave it a little bit more time. Like, give it an hour or so at least. Like, but he came in there. He was right for what he was trying to say. He was trying to talk to her. He was right about that. Like, hey, we got to figure this out. They're trying to scare us off the path. We must be on to something. And Tabitha's like, hey, I am scared. So I get both points of view, but it's like, come on, Jay. A little bit more tact, but Jay never really had tact. He's gotten better. Like if you remember when the first show first started, when he first popped out, Jay, man, Jay was an asshole. So I'm not confused. I'm not shocked, but come on, Jay. You can do a little bit better than that, man. So after Acosta decides she doesn't want to talk to Sarah, she gets up and decides she wants to go steal the ambulance. Now, why are you stealing this ambulance? But she wants to try to get out the town. So she goes and steals this ambulance, and Christy hops in this ambulance with her. Christy, why? What are you doing? You crippled, you injured. Why are you getting this ambulance right now? But she gets the ambulance with her. They go around the town. Acosta's making this whole big thing. She goes this big diatribe about not believing anybody in this town. And she gives a little insight about her grandmother was real religious. She believed in heaven and hell. And she said that people in hell felt like they deserved to be there. And maybe these people feel like they deserve to be in hell. That's why they don't want to leave. And she keeps saying, but she's a good person. She keeps harping on her being a good person. And Chrissy asks her, why are you such a good person? She really kind of got on it. Why do you think you're such a good person? Why do you think nobody else in this town wants to leave? You think you're the first person to ever try this? Everybody wants to leave this. And and I get it. I get it. She didn't do the whole drive around 15 times before they stopped her car. If she did that, maybe it wouldn't be as much of an issue. But she didn't go to that at first. They came in and got straight to it. So I get that. But Acosta, why do you think you're such a good person compared to everybody else? Make that make sense. And so they go around this city, they go around the town, everybody comes out, they tell Boyd and Kenny, hey, she stole the ambulance. They're trying to stop her. She doesn't stop. She goes around. They don't tell us how many times she goes around, but each time she's getting faster and faster, apparently. Until one time where Boyd's like, all right, enough, go get the strips. Go get the strips. Kenny goes and gets the spike strips. They're laying them out. As they're coming around again, Christy and Acosta see Ethan walking on the side of the street, the side of the road. And instead of stopping to get Ethan, Acosta, this good person that she claims to be, keeps driving. Eventually, they hit the tire strips, and the ambulance doesn't turn over like I thought it would. It just comes to a easy stop. Hey, you know what? Whatever. Comes to an easy stop. They get out the car, and Boyd was not playing with the costume. He's sick of her shit. He handcuffs her. So what's going on with you? Before he could really get on her ass, Christy tells him, "Hey, we saw Ethan walking. We got to figure him out." But when I tell you, Acosta, you playing on thin ice right now, man. You playing on thin ice. We get Tabitha having her last goodbyes with Jim's body. And man, oh man, the grief, the guilt, the anger, the hurt, everything just comes out in that scene. She did an amazing job in that scene because you really feel all of that. She's angry. She's blaming him for not coming back. She's blaming herself, pushing him away. She tells him that she loves him. Whew, it's a heavy scene, man. We get that Tabitha and Jim goodbye. When I tell you, man, yeah, they was playing some emotional games this episode. All the while this is going on, we get to the most important part of this episode. They go to the rooms. She says again, hey, she tells him what happens when she goes over the threshold. She tells him, hey, go see if it happens to you. He walks over the threshold, nothing happens. She said, it's good. That was just a test to make sure the same thing wouldn't happen to you if you came to try to get me. He's confused. What are you talking about? What's going to happen to you? For whatever reason, she doesn't say, oh, it's going to look like I'm having a seizure. Well, maybe she did, and they just didn't show that. But she insists on him giving her some time before he pulls her out of the threshold. Keep this in mind. I think this is going to play another factor down the line. I think one of these days when Julie is story walking, somebody is going to prevent whoever's there with her from getting her out of that threshold. We're going to put a pin in that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen one time in this season. Be it Sophie, the man in yellow, whoever it may be. But she tells him, hey, give me a few minutes before you pull me out. It's going to look bad. He's like, what do you mean? She said, promise. He promises. She walks over the threshold and she comes around to the night that Boyd and Jim and Donna and them were in the RV. When Boyd was trying to kill the monsters with those bow-lined bullets that night. She sees the monsters doing their slow walk to the RV. She sees Jim look out the window. She screams her dad's name. And he doesn't acknowledge it, but he kind of like looks like he may have heard something. He doesn't acknowledge it. We get the scene of Boyd popping out, telling them go run, with Jim and Donna running off, and Boyd trying to shoot the monsters with the bullets that didn't do a damn thing. I always hated that didn't work. Like, that was such a heartbreaker. I was hoping that worked back then, but we get the scene of Boyd shooting the monsters with those bullets that did nothing. You have a bullet almost hit Julie. So I wonder if she dies in this story walking, that she died for good. I'm pretty sure, but that's something to think about. Then she gets attacked. Story walking Julie gets attacked by the monsters. Now, the monsters didn't really move like anything weird was happening for them. She attacked Julie. She said she wants to play, but she didn't really say anything else. So I don't think that the monsters recognize the story walker. The man in yellow recognizes the story walker. He recognized story walking Julie, but the monsters didn't. So, but we gonna figure out down the line how that goes. But she's getting attacked by the monster, the nurse monster, and she's screaming for Randall. Randall's not there. She's screaming for Randall. Eventually, Randall decides to go and pull her out. And man, that scene there, probably the most important scene in the whole episode. Maybe second, depending on how you feel about what comes next. So then we cut to Ethan in the RV, and he goes in there and he gets the radio. I did not know where Ethan was going. I did not think he was going to that RV to get that radio. I don't know why he's getting that radio yet, but he goes to get that radio. After he puts the radio in his backpack, he walks out and he sees Jim sitting on the log. Now, what is going on here? Is this a ghost Jim? Is he really seeing Jim? Is this an imagination? Is this the man in yellow manifesting Jim? What is going on here? It's like, does Ethan see the afterlife? He was able to see the boy in white, remember. We assumed the boy in white was dead. We don't know what it really was, but he was able to see the boy in white, so maybe he can see ghosts. I don't know. But he sees Jim, and Jim's talking to him, and Jim tells him, "Hey, I need you to be strong. All they have now is you. You need to be strong for your sister and your mother." Hoo-wee. And then Jim says, "You remember that dream you had that night we were trapped about the Lake of Tears? I need you to find that. It's here. The Lake of Tears is here." What? He says that, and then you hear Tabitha calling out for Ethan. She comes around. You see her with his jacket. He turns back around. Jim is gone. Now, the whole time Jim was there, he was looking around. It was kind of weird. He was looking around like he was expecting something or somebody to come out of the woods. Maybe he felt Tabitha on her way. I don't know. But he kept looking around. I did notice that. And then he disappeared as soon as Tabitha walked out of the woods. So maybe he was just there to appear to Ethan and Ethan only. But Tabitha comes out. Ethan tells Tabitha, "I saw Dad." Man, they embraced, they hugged. It was a crazy. Hey, this whole episode was really pulling on the heartstrings. We didn't show anything about Tabitha acknowledging that the ghost of Jim was there. We don't know if she believed Ethan or not. I don't know why she wouldn't believe Ethan. After you've seen everything you've seen in this town, why wouldn't you believe Ethan? But man, this episode, it was really tugging at the heartstrings, man. You had Tabitha's goodbye, her last goodbyes to Jim. You had Ethan going off on Tabitha after seeing his dad's body split open, hanging. Julie and Ethan found their dad hanging. Man, say. You had that scene with Jim and Ethan talking. They actually kind of did very well with bringing that full circle with Ethan and Tabitha. Ethan and Tabitha both got their goodbyes with Jim. Julie's the only one that hasn't yet. We have to keep that in mind because that's probably playing a big factor in her story walking to go back. Ethan got his goodbyes with Jim. Tabitha got her goodbyes with Jim. Julie, she hasn't gone to see the body yet. She hasn't seen Ghost Jim. So we gonna see what happens in the next episodes with that situation. But man, tell me, how did y'all feel about season 4, episode 2, The Fray? It was a little bit slower than episode 1, I will say. But I still feel like they moved the story forward. I feel like they still gave us a little bit, not as quite quite as much action as episode 1, but they still gave us a little bit. Tell me how y'all felt. Comment, like, subscribe. What is going on? Is Julie going to keep story walking in the next episode? Are we going to have to wait to see more of that? Was that the real Jim Ghost? What is the Lake of Tears? Where is that at? Is that a real thing? Was that Jim talking to Ethan? Was that the man in yellow talking to Ethan? Will Sarah figure it out? Sarah, low key, be on the things. Nobody gives her credit. Like, we got a lot to see. And what they gonna do with Acosta? Put Acosta in the box. Put Acosta in the box. Hey, boy, you threatened to throw Elgin in the box. If anybody deserves the box right now, it's Acosta. Put it in the box. I'm sick of her. Get out of here. But that's all I have for you. It's Euphoric Trip and Stoics, Season 4, Episode 2 to From. Keep chiming in. Comment, tell us what you think. We'll be back for the next episode, the next preview, whatever.